All right, so you've been looking into Astera Labs. It's ALAB on the stock tickers.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, the research you sent over is pretty interesting. It's got me a little confused, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on the one hand, they're doing amazingly well. I mean, exceeding expectations in this semiconductor market that everyone's talking about. But then you see that stock price,
Yeah.
and it just makes you wonder, is this all just hype?
Well, that's the real question, isn't it? Trying to figure out if this is the real deal or if it's all gonna come crashing down. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, ALA is in this really key area.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking data centers,
Uh-huh.
the absolute backbone
Yeah.
of all this AI stuff and cloud computing.
And it's only getting bigger.
Exactly. And as those sectors just keep growing, the need for what ALAB does, their high-speed connectivity solutions, it's only going to increase.
I mean, just look at their performance lately. Pretty impressive. The research shows their Q3 2024 earnings.
Mm-hmm.
They exceeded expectations at 23 cents per share, and revenue was also way above projections at $113.09 million. And that's for a company that's relatively new to all this.
Yeah, and in such a competitive market, too.
Exactly. So it's interesting to see.
Oh, it definitely is. And it's those numbers that have gotten all the analysts excited.
I mean, 22 buy ratings.
22 buy ratings, and not a single hold or sell.
That's unheard of.
You almost never see that.
Nope.
I mean,
What does that tell you?
it tells you there's some serious confidence in Alab's technology and its potential to really take over this whole high-growth sector.
That's what makes this whole thing so confusing.
Yeah.
Because that confidence,
Yeah.
it's reflected in their stock price,
Oh, absolutely.
which has been,
Yeah.
it's been on a tear ever since their IPO,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
which I'm sure is great for anyone
Yeah.
who got in early.
Oh, yeah, they must be loving it.
But it just makes me nervous.
I get it.
Is this sustainable, or is it just a bubble?
Well, that's where you have to kind of think about your own personal risk tolerance.
Yeah.
It's really about how comfortable are you with that level of risk?
I mean, we all want to make money.
Of course,
But-
but you don't want to lose your shirt either.
Exactly.
And with Alab, there's this limited operating history.
Yeah, they're so new.
So it makes it hard to predict what's going to happen long term.
Right.
So the valuation right now, it might be based more on like hopes and dreams. The potential.
Yeah, exactly. The potential, more than actual proven results.
Which we all know, potential doesn't always equal success.
That's for sure.
It's like either saying, oh, this could be huge, but it could also be a total flop,
A gamble.
a very expensive gamble.
And speaking of expensive, you know what else is interesting?
What's that?
The research mentioned the cost of put options
Oh, yeah.
for Alab is really high.
Really?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Put options, they're kind of like insurance against the stock price dropping.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that they're so expensive for Alab, it tells me that the market thinks there's a good chance of some
Oh.
serious volatility.
So even with all the good stuff we've talked about, there's still a chance the price could swing way up or way down.
So buckle up.
Yeah,
It could be a wild ride.
that's for sure.
Now, one thing that caught my eye was their partnership with NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a big
Yeah.
deal, right?
Huge.
NVIDIA's.
The leader in this whole space.
Exactly.
They're the ones to watch.
And their CEO
Yeah.
came out and specifically praised Alab's B200 product.
Yeah, that's a big endorsement.
That's got to be worth something, right?
It's definitely a sign that Alab is being taken seriously by the big players.
And it's not just NVIDIA. They've got other partnerships, too.
Yeah, they're really smart about that. Building those relationships, it gives them validation, helps them reach more customers, and who knows, maybe it leads to even more collaborations.
Get on the line.
Exactly.
I've also noticed that they're pretty active on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Twitter, YouTube,
Smart move.
they're getting their name out there.
Definitely. It's not just about the tech anymore. It's about perception, building a brand, attracting investors.
So we've got a company with great performance in a market that's just exploding. And they're forming these key alliances, but they're in a really tough industry with a stock price that's all over the place. And it seems like the market's not really sure what to make of them. This is where it gets interesting.
It sure
This
is.
is going to be a tough one to figure out.
Oh, I agree. This is a real head scratcher.
But that's why we're here,
That's the fun part.
to try to make sense of it all.
Absolutely.
So let's see, what else is in this research?
Okay.
Let's keep digging.
Let's do it. Yeah, it really is unpredictable. That's what makes ALAB so fascinating. You've got this amazing potential for growth, but you've also got these real risks.
It's like they're walking a tightrope, and everyone's watching to see.
If they're going to fall off. Exactly. And that tightrope, it's between those great financial reports and that question of, can they keep this up?
Because a few good quarters doesn't guarantee they're going to be successful forever.
No, it doesn't.
The research even mentions that they've consistently outperformed on their financial targets.
Yeah.
But who knows how long that can last?
Right, especially in this industry. Things change so fast.
So what could happen? What could derail them?
Well, new technology could come along.
Or maybe people lose interest in AI.
Yeah, the trends in AI and cloud computing could shift.
What if some other company comes up with something better?
There's always that risk. Competition is fierce.
And let's not forget, they're going up against some giants.
The big players.
Yeah, companies that have been around for years with tons of resources.
And a proven track record.
Can Alab really compete with that?
Well, it depends on their strategy.
Which is?
Well, remember, they're not just focusing on the tech.
Right, they've got those partnerships.
Exactly. Like with NVIDIA.
It's more than just an endorsement.
Yeah, they're tapping into NVIDIA's knowledge.
Yeah.
And their reach. It helps them compete.
So they're learning from the best.
Exactly. Instead of starting from scratch.
And they're not just relying on partnerships. They're also really active in the tech community.
Yeah, getting their name out there.
At events.
On social media.
It's all about building that reputation.
Absolutely. Showing they're a key player.
So it seems like
Yeah.
Alab knows the challenges.
They definitely seem to.
And they're working to overcome them.
Yeah, but the big question is it a good investment?
That's what everyone wants to know.
And that's a question only you can answer.
Because
it all comes down to
your own financial goals.
and your risk tolerance.
Exactly. If you're comfortable with some risk
Yeah,
and you believe in Alab's vision,
then maybe it's a good investment.
yeah, it could be.
But if you're looking for something more stable,
More predictable.
then maybe Alab isn't for you.
It's really a personal decision.
Because let's be honest, this is a risky investment.
There's no getting around that.
That high valuation.
It's exciting.
But it's also scary.
It means they have to perform.
And if they don't,
that stock price could plummet. And remember, those put options are expensive.
that's a sign that the market's expecting some big swings.
So what's the bottom line here? Alab is doing great.
Yeah, they've got a lot going for them.
They're in the right markets.
And they're making smart moves.
But they're also really new.
And the industry is so volatile.
And that stock price.
It's anyone's guess where it's going.
So it's a classic case of high risk, high reward.
Exactly. And the decision to invest is all yours.
It depends on how much risk you're willing to take.
And what you're hoping to get out of it.
And remember, investing isn't a one-time thing.
It's a process.
You have to keep learning.
Keep adapting.
And be ready to change course.
If things don't go as planned,
It's a tough call, isn't it?
yeah, you could go either way with ALA.
It seems like there's so much potential,
Uh-huh.
but also a lot of risk.
Yeah, that's the market for you.
It's always opportunity mixed with uncertainty.
That's what makes it so exciting.
And so frustrating.
That too.
So, where does this leave you, our listener? Hopefully, you're feeling a lot more informed about ALA than you were before.
I hope so.
We've covered a lot of ground. We've
Yeah.
talked about their performance, their strategy,
So partnerships,
the risks.
the potential rewards,
We tried to present all the information
give you a balanced perspective
so you can make an informed decision.
for yourself.
Because at the end of the day, it's your money.
It's your investment.
So if you're excited about Alab and you're willing to take a chance, then go for it.
But if you're looking for something a little safer,
Unpredictable.
then maybe Alab isn't the right fit.
And that's okay.
There's no shame in that.
It's all about finding investments that match your goals.
And your risk tolerance.
Now remember, this deep dive, it's just a starting point.
A snapshot in time,
Things change quickly.
especially in this industry.
So even if you decide not to invest in Alab right now, it's still worth keeping an eye on them.
See how they do.
Because who knows, maybe they'll become the next big thing.
Or maybe they'll fizzle out.
That's the beauty of it. You never really know.
And that's why it's so important to keep learning
Just researching.
and keep asking questions.
That's what makes investing so interesting.
And hopefully profitable.
We hope this deep dive has given you the information you need to make a decision about Alab, or at least to start asking the right questions.
That's a great place to start.
So thanks for joining us.
And happy investing.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.